Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kinda sweet and you wanna be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.
Yeah. Welcome to another edition of the Views from the Friend Zone podcast. It's your boy Real Talk Marv. Happy Sunday, y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Duke, who's playing right now. I don't even know what's going on. North Carolina got eliminated the other day, which is his team.
You really got to break that
You know
out.
what I'm saying?
You really
So,
gonna start us
yesterday
off like
was
that?
like the official start of that season. You see how warm it was? How people was dressing?
Yeah.
People was clowning like I overstressed that season, but that season is energy.
It's a
you know
real
what I'm saying?
thing.
So
Cuffing season's over.
Yeah. So, but how did you enjoy yesterday?
Oh, open shirt Poppy. What's up, y'all? Welcome
I'm
to
sorry.
the show.
Yeah.
Nah, it's so good. How did I enjoy myself? I don't participate in that season. Not this year. Not this year.
Is that growth or
it's growth?
a late
baby.
start?
I was at the zoo yesterday with my kids. Ooh, there were some things. I wasn't just looking at the animals, not just the four-legged ones. Let's just say that.
I mean, when the weather just jumps and get warm like that, even as a married person, like it takes discipline to just keep my eyes focused on where they need to be because the flesh comes out,
bro.
You can look, but it's disrespectful.
You can't look as long as you're not
with
her.
Look, exactly.
Nah,
but I was with her all day.
Then you got to point it out. But like, oh, babe, look at this. Look at this nastiness. Her spring dress
It's
on.
funny because we were driving and then someone was wearing something like scantily clad. And she was like, oh, that season. So even she's participating with recognizing the that season. You know what I'm saying? So before we start the show, shout out to Cliff Brock. He's a little under the weather. He should be back next time we have the show. And Really Gut with the little butt should be on soon. She got caught up with something, but hopefully she'll catch up to us soon. So, but before we go into the regular scheduled show, we're gonna talk about cancel culture, right? Because lately we've been rushing to say cancel people, and shout out to Charlamagne the God. He always says, it doesn't matter to prove if something's a lie or not. When the lie is more exciting than the truth, people will run with it, right? So we got to talk about, how we've been canceling people lately and rushing to cancel people, right? We'll start out with Jussie Smollett, right? Because we found out that he's being all 16 felonies have been dropped, right?
16
I was
felonies.
happy, and then I was just kind of skeptical, right? Because I figured some of the stuff they was charging him with was too big. Okay. Too big for what happened. Too big. I mean, obviously, just like if you get caught jaywalking, they could hit you with so many other things besides jaywalking, obstructing traffic, et cetera, And, they can always apply the law to you a little stronger than they want, depending on, the prosecution and things like that. When all 16 felonies dropped, I said,
People got to understand, this is like, I don't want to say it's OJ level, because nobody was murdered.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that'd be heavy-handed.
That's heavy. OG. But it's baby OJ level for the simple fact of the culture that we're in, the way in which he pretended or so-called pretended of a hate crime with the MAGA stuff and who's in office now to get away with that. And there's been no explanation.
And you seen 45 put his hat in the ring like, oh, we need to investigate this. What's going on?
He wants him.
How many people, don't get me the line, but it was different political people who got caught. Like this one dude, he stole $5 million. He's just so crazy, and it's part of his cabinet. And they only gave him like 3 months probation, no jail time. And he did multiple, felony things. Trump didn't come out and say anything.
That's the norm.
But the Smollett thing, now he wants to throw his hat in the ring. Prosecutors is saying, they don't think he's innocent, but they decided not
guilty.
And they decided not to pursue charges at this
that
time.
may be it. They don't think he's innocent. They just can't prove.
Now
he's
this
guilty.
is when the conspiracy theorist people start coming in, right?
Yes.
I'm hearing sometimes.
Oh, over there? Over there today.
Yeah.
When she coming in here causing the ruckus.
Yeah.
You come in here quietly.
Why can't I sit in my seat?
Because
$5 anime.
Because we uneven. I want it to be sort of like,
you want to look at us?
no, I want it to sort of be like, his and hers on
That's
opinion
fine.
and things, right?
That's
so
great.
let the people know.
Mm-hmm.
That's your camera.
I don't know where.
There you go.
There it goes.
Good.
It's supposed to go here. Okay.
So the video is gonna look crazy, but let them know who you are.
Oh, you want it right here, wherever you want it. That's fine. Then we'll put it right back. All right.
Let's continue on.
Yeah. So let them know who you are.
Amanda, aka Greedy Gut with the little butt.
Yes. So we're talking about cancel culture, right?
Okay.
We started talking about Jussie Smollett and how part of you like when you was kids and the OJ thing happened, you excited that the one time the justice system didn't screw a brother, right? Because he's getting off of the 16 charges.
I don't feel that way about this though.
But as an adult, you start to realize like, okay, but there's got to be some machine working in the back. And we talk about 45, jumped in and put his.
If we were able to use our, get out of jail free card, I would have held on to it this time. Let him go somewhere. Yeah. This was just dumb.
But then what I was
dumb.
getting to, and I didn't get a chance to get to, is that some people are saying this is the GLAAD gay lesbian kind of alliance that had his back. So it was a bigger machine. Yes, it was a bigger machine.
Wow.
But there's all kind of conspiracy. Some people are saying that.
But what you think?
I think it's bullshit. I think he should have had some type of time. I mean, he did make everything up.
Time is strong. He should be on some kind of probation.
A probation is good enough. A year.
How do you think
you're wasting your time? He did all of this extra shit, all of this extra attention. And
who's his Olivia Pope? Because that's what happened.
Guess what, guys? I've never seen that. Yeah. Nope.
That's another demerit. You had 2 already.
Yeah. So so what how do you think that Jussie Smollett was able to get away?
Listen, I'm dead serious. He got an Olivia Pope, or like you said, I never heard the GLAAD movement. I'm not up on that, but it's something with the homosexuals,
like the gay lesbians.
He got an inside connect because a lot of the people with power are homosexuals, and there's this tight community. So he probably had a favor that he needed to use, and he used it.
And you remember you spoke earlier about Hot 97.
Yeah, they was talking about.
Person
called in and said it's probably a politician who he was smashing.
Oh, I didn't think about that.
You know what I mean? And he was like, "What did they say? They got this show Ride or Die."
Yeah,
he was trying to make that politician prove you might ride or die.
And
like,
also,
okay, now that sounds more logical.
And then
maybe
also he was just like,
somebody.
They also said that he might have pulled it off to get that guy's attention. Right, but to add to the situation, he's doubling down now and saying that he believed the African brothers was in whiteface. Like he's not letting it go. He is not trying to walk away. You know what I'm saying? Because now they're trying to get him.
They have video of them at the store, some store in the area, buying the stuff, the MAGA hat and whatever, like clear as day. And these are people that he knows, right?
Yeah,
he fucking somebody.
Like, no, that's why I said this one I could have lived without. I was good.
My thing about it was I never jump on someone's like I'm never pitchfork and fire towards anybody who gets caught. You know what I'm saying? R. Kelly, because R. Kelly is a so many time offender, I did kind of.
He's given us much more than Jussie Smollett has, all right?
Yes.
I didn't even like him on Empire. I just want to say that.
No, I kind of liked.
I've never seen Empire before either.
She doesn't watch anything. She watched cooking shows.
That was the old me, just cooking shows. Okay. Yes.
Okay. So so like I said, he's doubling down and saying that they were in whiteface and he's trying to say like he really thought it was.
I think that was taking it way too far.
But another addition, which is a sidebar, is right before we got on air, I read there was an attack in San Francisco last night. Someone with a MAGA hat who slashed somebody with a sword. So I think it's going to be some kind of. There's going to be copycats to really do it, and try to see if they could get the same energy of getting off saying it's
Copycats
fake.
of something that didn't even really happen initially.
Allegedly didn't happen.
Let's speak on something that really did happen.
Yes. So we're gonna
know it happened.
We're gonna move on to the Cardi B,
She
canceling
said
Cardi B, right? Because there was a movement to cancel Cardi B.
Yeah.
Oh, I do not own
that was dope. I can't even do that. I can't even do that.
Oh my god.
But
that shit.
so we know
That was the bird call.
we know years ago Cardi B was on live, Instagram live, and she told about how she used to drug dudes and rob them, right? And anybody who's out in the nightlife knows that that happens all the time. All the time, not even strippers. Some pretty girls sometimes go to the club, bag a baller, and then either wait till he sleep or make him sleep, steal his chains, steal his watches, steal his wallets. That always happened. But people were trying to do so it's okay that Bill Cosby drugged and raped women, but now we're letting Cardi B slide. So I know it's two different components, like sexual assault and robbing someone's two different lanes. But at the same time, we can't, just because Cardi B is, the hood Cinderella, that we let her go. So what do you guys feel about the Cardi B situation?
I feel like drugging.
Are you ready to cancel Cardi B?
Cancel Cardi B? No, but I feel like drugging someone, period, no matter whether you're male or female, is absolutely fucking wrong. Yeah. It's wrong. Yeah. It's disgusting and it's wrong.
And what bothers me is people making it seem like, oh, she just drugged them. It happened. Like, yo, it's more to that, right? Because a lot of times these people are lured in through sexual kind of thing. So it's not this clean, here you go kind of thing. Sometimes people, not only are they drugged, but they're assaulted as well. Cardi B is not claiming that she assaulted anybody or whatever. She's just saying that, she robbed them, and that's how she did it because she had to. What bothers me, I'm going to let you talk.
Okay, go ahead.
What bothers me is everybody, and, we're from a rough neighborhood, right? Rough neighborhood and stuff. Everyone always, especially these entertainers, these rappers or whatever, always say like, "Oh, I didn't have no choices. I did this because I had to." No, I grew up in the same hood as you.
Right, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe my circumstances was a little bit different, but I grew up in the same hood as you. There was other choices. You could have done the quote unquote square thing and just continued to go to school, work like everybody else. But everyone who always says, "Oh, I got it how I live, I had to do that kind of thing," it's a bit of a stretch. So what were you going to say about her?
She did it on the nights where it was slow at the strip club, you know? And listen, I want Cardi to get her bags as much as she can. I'm not canceling Cardi, but I just want it to be a level and even playing field. Yeah. Like women are always crying about. Let's make it even. You want it to be even when it's the good, so let's be even when it's the bad.
Exactly.
And no, I don't even understand why she came out and said this.
No, but she said this.
Yeah, why
this
did
is
she
not
say
recent. This is not recent. This was 2 years ago.
Dug it up,
but you know how people are, just like the when it happened to Cosby. It wasn't like it was recent things. Hannibal Buress just happened to be on stage and spoke about things that happened 10, 15 years ago. And then people ran with it.
She wasn't big enough for it to matter.
Yes.
So now she got a Grammy.
And that Pepsi deal.
Yeah, everybody's like, all right, how can we bring her down, I guess?
My thing is just like, yo, because I put myself in that position. Like, I never went to no stripper home, but I could imagine the dudes who did didn't expect to get drugged.
I was in a similar situation before.
You got robbed and raped?
No.
And drugged?
I don't even know why. I don't even know why I walked down this.
So tell us about your situation.
To keep it all the way 100. I was in a situation where I wasn't drugged, right? I was just overly intoxicated, drinking a lot all night.
Oh.
We were celebrating. We was in the strip club type environment. And I just had so much money on me. And if it wasn't for my peoples who was just like, yo, give me your money, you wilding out right now. The dancer type situation was trying to take more money from me. You know what I'm saying? Like go in my pocket type situation and take money from me. Not money that I was gladly giving kind of thing. But you intoxicated. So instead of, when you're sober, you have money in this pocket, money you plan to do stuff in another pocket. So you never
Okay, wait a minute. I'm happy to be a female. We keep our money in our tits.
Okay. So because you have a bra holding you out.
Strippers do that too.
But I said that to say this. It wasn't a drug situation, but I wasn't in the right frame of mind, and I almost got robbed for a lot of money, like mortgage payment type money.
Why are you walking in there with that much money? I
was because of the
stripper club.
It was because of the celebration that we.
Damn.
It was the celebration.
I go in there with a set amount.
I say that to say this. I say that to say this.
With 20 singles.
I say that to say this. You know, you do have to be held accountable to yourself when you put yourself in these kind of situations.
So what you think is going to happen? That's the thing, because right now, for some reason, Cardi is America's sweetheart.
Yeah,
everybody loves Cardi.
This is what I don't know yet, right? Because it depends the level of outrage, right? Because when you're in relationship with brands, if they have to come in front of it, they come in front of it.
Yeah.
If they feel like it's not touching their corporate partners, they leave it alone. None of their corporate partners are bugging about Cardi B yet, right? When Rick Ross a couple of years ago said put Molly all in her drink, she don't even know it. He lost his Reebok deal immediately.
He said something on this situation too.
He said rappers say stuff like that all the time, leave Cardi alone, kind of thing. He's trying to, like, you know what, don't even worry about it, kind of thing.
Did you see that the victim that came forth was just joking?
Mike was talking about that.
Oh, you didn't?
The one
see
who
that?
had the pictures on Facebook.
Yeah, shout out to Rez. Rez said the same thing. You know what I mean? Our engineer said the same thing.
Well, somebody wasn't joking because she did it.
Yeah,
to somebody.
But I say that to say this. I just feel like accountability is something that we can apply when we want to.
Exactly.
Right? Just like how we bug out even though it's a separate thing, the justice system is only applied to people of color, and like people who have power and influences don't get the justice system applied. We got to have things on an even playing field. I'm not saying cancel Cardi B, but let's not act like what she's not doing was dead wrong. And I don't want to hear the excuse, I did it because I had to. It's not like, you know, she had kids at home, right, and she went to the grocery store and stole Similac and milk because she didn't have no money to feed her kids.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And at the time, even she stripped, she's worked for stores and stuff like that. Cardi B has worked legally and also stripping, which is legal and stuff like that. Okay, the money wasn't as fast as you wanted to, but don't say you had to start, you know, lining people up and making them victims because you had to. That's the only problem. We got to hold accountability because, you know what? Every time we let people go with certain things, the other side be like, "Well, y'all didn't say nothing about that. Why you up tripping when we victimize you? Like, it's okay."
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Is there any other entertainment thing you want to talk about before we jump into the regular schedule show?
Nope, not on this side.
No, I can think of. Okay, not on that level.
We're gonna jump into our regular schedule show. The topic is loving your own, right? And the reason why I discuss it is because, you know, we always trip, like, you know, the Gucci situations, this, you know, and just, you know, when a Walmart says something or a different, and we always run and trip. We're just like, oh, you know, we get fired up and stuff like that. But we say we're gonna protest and stuff like that, but we hold out for a week, couple of days, and then we go back to the regular norm. We don't change the way we spend our money. We don't change the way we start to think like, you know what, I'm gonna start shopping in a place where I get appreciated. We always talk about doing that, and we're like, yeah, but do we follow through? And I feel like a sad component of that is like we don't love our own, right? Something's not official to us, to just like, you know, it's exclusive to the point where people who look like us can't really reach and grab it. So once we're able to reach and grab it, now it's exclusive to us, right? Because let's think about Versace, right? I've owned Versace shades and stuff like that. If you look at Versace clothing, to me, it's ugly. A lot of it is ugly.
It's for gay people, really. I think.
I don't want to. I don't want to go out there.
I think Versace's for whoever likes it and who can afford it.
But he was making that.
Versace's loud. Versace is like
anyone can wear loud.
No, but what I say to say this. That's my personal opinion. But my thing, Versace is so. It's not the greatest looking stuff, right?
Yeah.
But it's so exclusive and so it's expensive. Yeah. We hold it to this high kind of level. So I just want to break into the discussion with the mentality of not loving our own thing. You know what I mean? So the first sub question of loving your own is, why do we value brands, luxury brands, Gucci, Prada, Polo, more than black-owned brands?
Give me 5 black-owned brands. I'm not being funny. I want to know. Give me 5.
And our brands haven't our brands haven't stayed level of high, but we had Rockefeller, we had Sean John, we had Carl Kanai, we had Fubu, we had a Nietzsche.
Let's not talk about what we had. What do we have?
Sean John is still out there.
Okay.
And I'm not and you know, I'm guilty of it, right? Because I'm wearing polo right now. I'm not a
I just want to
huge
know,
fashion person.
Give me some name
That's
brands.
what I was gonna say. We don't have enough.
Exactly.
To
we
really
don't have enough
support
to
regular.
from.
Because if we're talking about clothes, no. Fashion, no. We don't have enough.
We don't.
Food, I'm always at the Jamaican spots with all my people, West Indian people. I'm still trying to figure out why we black people do not own a Kennedy or Crown Fried when we're supposed to be the experts at chicken.
Yeah, so
I don't understand it. I don't understand it. The liquor stores, my brown people, my black people, you know what I mean? I'm supporting them.
We know.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
The Chinese people, they got the Chinese food spots on lock in the hood, you know? So it's like, if I see my people, I will support them.
No, but that's fair. But even when Fubu at its apex, I used to support Fubu heavy.
I have Fubu.
But I used to get clowned for supporting Fubu heavy. Right?
And
as
you
kids,
used to have that
we
big
was
ass
kids.
Fubu logo on your leg, like
They had the Fat Albert joint.
that shit.
They had the Fat Albert joint.
All of these brands had these the big ass MK on the bag, the big ass LV on the bag.
Didn't they have like a black label line for Fubu? Didn't they have
like Fubu Platinum type
Fubu
situation?
Platinum.
I had all of that. So I said that. So,
But I supported
Carl. So then go ahead, Amanda. So why do you feel
black?
Yes, cross colors.
I remember
Cross colors.
Fat Farm.
Fat Farm supported them
Okay.
heavy, Ross.
I had Fat Farm. I had all of those.
So that's what I'm saying. We don't have enough. Because if we had more
Then maybe
options,
you
They
Right.
were there. They died because we don't support them. But so you're saying
no.
Yes, they died because
Why
Are we a
you
large?
wait?
Are we a large enough majority to keep a brand alive?
Yes.
But that's
what
everybody.
What the reason why these
all-
brands are so hot?
No, we're not. No, we're not, bro. We are not the reason why these brands are staying
So when you-
alive and
listen,
thriving.
when you
Yes,
start-
we are spending.
a lot
Our
of
money is
us-
being
Say that,
spent
say
with
this.
them.
A lot of us
The
can't afford
Gucci's, the
Versace,
Gucci's, the
so
Pradas,
no.
and all that stuff like that has
The
been
Greek
around
people
for a
alive?
long. No, hear me out. Have been around for a long time.
Yeah.
Were we rocking them when it was just people who didn't like us was rocking it, or when we started seeing people who looked like us rocking the celebrity? That's when we started storming those.
Well, wait
things.
a minute. Who is the motherfuckers that's really buying this shit? Because they can't afford nothing in Versace. I'm sure they're probably buying something.
You understand? You
Yo,
understand?
you know how much a shirt
This-
is?
There's kids.
That's saving money just to buy a shirt.
Yes,
That's crazy.
I'm not gonna judge people. I remember when we was working in Hillcrest, I was working as a dental assistant. I worked the whole week, got paid $480, and spent $300 of those on Jordans and another buck
Yes,
something
that's
on
what I
shirts.
was going to say.
That's crazy.
Jordans, yes, I will say. We're the reasons why Jordans.
No, but
I
all
thought
the
I like
other
that.
brands
I
too.
Not those other. Come on,
Yeah,
man.
I don't see
Louis
people wearing
Vuitton,
Versace and stuff.
Alexander Wang. A lot of
I
us
see-
don't even know that stuff.
In my life,
come
I've
on.
seen more people
That's
of color rocking the real Louis Vuitton and stuff like that than I've ever seen people who are Caucasian rocking that stuff. I'm not saying they don't support that
Rocking the
stuff.
fake stuff.
No, but
Can I say
They
this? My
support that.
Caucasian friends that
Yeah.
do have the name brand bags, you wouldn't even be able to tell who was Louis Vuitton.
because they rock a different
For
kind.
us, it's like, oh, we would get the big labels with the labels all over our bags. Let everybody know it's a Louis V.
So to get back to the question,
Mm.
why do we value the brands that don't value us so
Answer
much?
the question really good.
Oh, yes, sir. Okay. I would think just for fashion, just to make it seem like, okay, oh, you got those? Oh shit. And that's gonna last like what, a week or a month, and then it's all over. Maybe they just want to be flashy for that moment just to fit into some type of, I don't know, category.
It's our
something
fake
like
it to
that.
make it mentality.
Yeah.
That's what they're
'Cause,
doing. It's the fake it
You
to
know, it's a
make
funny thing. When you started naming all the black brands in the 90s, I rocked all of those.
right?
All right, but that's
All
what
of
I'm
them.
saying.
I didn't start
Why can't
rocking
you
Ralph
name-
Lauren till I was older and started working, and then I'm like, I started rocking Ralph Lauren a little heavier. But when I
What
was
could you name
younger,
right now,
What
though,
high
that
end?
is-
Yeah, black owned.
there
fashion.
are none like that. Like who?
A Sean John suit you supporting. You know exactly who you supporting with that.
Mhm.
But I'm trying to think, and it's like,
so you don't think we value the brands that don't value us because of us wanting to just be someone that we're not. You're saying we do it because of lack of choices?
Yes, that's what I believe.
I believe it's a lack of choices as well. Maybe if there were more brands, you know, maybe.
Because I believe we are somewhat woke nowadays, even the celebrities. And if somebody like us was of that stature and had a brand, they would support it. And what happens is, seems like everybody in the hood following celebrities lead. So if they rocking it, they're like, oh, now I want that. You know what I mean?
Let me ask you a question. Is Fashion Nova Black owned?
No.
Oh, okay.
But
I mean, I never ordered.
But Fashion Nova is a young company, and Fashion Nova Fashion Nova's never come out and like try to be above our culture and be like, you know.
I never even saw a Fashion Nova commercial.
I'm sure you saw a Fashion Nova outfit.
Social media is how they do most of their marketing. They have so many brand ambassadors. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just so good at cutting the check. They have sometimes regular people who aren't brand ambassadors will start rocking their stuff, hoping that Fashion Nova will send them over a check. And some people with high Instagram followers who do the shout outs, Fashion Nova come over like, yo, good looking stuff like that here. Send them free stuff and then see if it still continues, kind of thing. But I say that to say this, you know, the lack of choices could be something, but I also feel like our wanting to be so exclusive. I hate to use it, but look at Kanye. Look at Kanye's influence, right? With his design and stuff like that. How his Louis Vuitton sneakers was one of their most popular items they put out in a long time. Then when he left them and he did the Nike sneakers, Nike's
Adidas, right?
Yeah, Nike first. He went to Nike's first. And his Nike sneakers were selling out, but Nike didn't see him as a creative person. They wanted him to be more of a endorser. Right? Because it's different when you have say in how the things are designed and how they're going to be distributed and stuff like that.
Pharrell just got something with Chanel.
Yeah.
Oh, he did? I didn't even know that.
But I say that to say this, right? And then now Yeezy, the Yeezy boost and how people are going crazy and stuff like that. And the thing what make Yeezy boosts are expensive.
I don't know about none of this shit.
But Yeezy boosts are expensive, but they limit their distribution amount.
Did you ever have any of the stuff on Marbury joints?
I did.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
We don't support people because Steph did a good thing. I never had none, but I absolutely respect.
I had the whites. I had the blacks.
Yeezy shits.
I had the Nick color ones.
I'm not buying them. Too expensive. Steph said all these brands. Oh my bad. It's too expensive, and he said I'm gonna sell y'all sneakers for $20, and they're gonna be just as good.
Shaq did that too, right?
Yeah. But nobody rocked the Shaqs. I ain't gonna hold you. I ain't gonna hold you.
Marv,
I'm a big proponent of supporting black, right? I'm a bigger proponent of supporting black. I go out of my way to try to support black sometimes. And sometimes I'll put up with something I wouldn't put up with from others to try to support black. But if your shit look corny, my nigga, I can't. God. Because I'm not gonna make myself look crazy just to support. Shaq's joints look crazy, so I couldn't do it. So, but I say that to say this: you see how like
Starburys was trash too, bro.
The Starburys were clean. They were clean. They were simple. They didn't do too much. They were clean.
Okay.
I know me and Cliff, between us two, we had like 6-7 pairs of the Starburys.
So today, when we leave, why don't you just go and support Shaq?
No, I'm good.
All right. So maybe that's the reason other people
got the
support.
security system.
But maybe that's
the security system.
Ring, right?
Ring. Let's support.
Maybe
Shaq.
that's the reason why other people don't want to buy black-owned stuff or whatever, because maybe they feel the same way you feel about the Shaq sneakers.
Shaq that was one situation where, you know, the Shaq joints kind of thing, and Shaq did it for people who couldn't afford, you know, regularly priced stuff. He put out $30 pair of sneakers so kids could be like, yo, I'm wearing a pair of Shaqs, and they're not really Bobos, they're Shaqs, so you could feel kind of
couldn't tell the difference,
comfortable, kind of thing, you know.
But this all takes me back to what I had mentioned on a previous show we had with Killer Mike and the show he did on Netflix, where he wanted to buy only black. Yeah, he was gonna go 48 hours of buying only black, everything, food, clothes, anything. Yeah. And it was so hard for him to do. And he's in Atlanta, which is like a black mecca, right? When you're up here in New York and New Jersey, when it's so diverse, far out, so diverse, it's really hard to do that. Yeah, if you can't do that shit in Atlanta, like Georgia, it's gonna be tough. Yeah. And that's but you know what? It's also
kind of bothers me about this thing, right, is because our people of influence and our people, right? Because right now we're what you call middle class, right? We make decent livings. We pay to get by after we pay our bills and stuff like that. We have a couple of coins to put away for savings, but we're not necessarily in the position to buy lots of land and businesses and stuff like that. My disappointment is like why the the Will Smiths, the Diddy somewhat, Jay-Z and Beyonce lately have been really strong about that. But like we don't necessarily, they preach that image, that the message of buying our own and creating our own kind of thing. But so many of us run to be exclusive against each other. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's my real concern. Yeah. Right? Because when you have that money, you have the influence, like, I see T.I.'s doing it, and then Slim Thug's doing it, and Killer Mike is doing stuff like that. These people are going into their own neighborhoods and buying houses upon houses upon houses and keeping it kind of our neighborhood. Like New York City is so
I think
scarce.
that it would be hard for New York City because they're trying to gentrify it, so they'll raise the prices and go super high. Brownstone is $5 million up now, or something like that. Who has $5 million? But
let's keep it real. Let's keep it real. We've and not necessarily the everyday person, but the people of color who's been getting it for a while had a chance to purchase all of these things.
They did have a chance,
and some of them knew about what was going on and stuff like that.
Yes.
But racing to be in the Hamptons and to be in exclusive areas, they just decided to just turn their back. I'll give you the pass and say you may not want to live in Bed-Stuy. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 90s and early 2000s, right? I get it. But you could have still been buying businesses and employing people in those neighborhoods.
Yeah, indeed.
But you took your money, ran, so you could be in the Hamptons, you could be Riverdale, all these exclusive, Scarsdale in the Westchester area and stuff like that, and never look back. My second question on this topic of loving your own is, why do we complain about the mistreatment of the people in the ghetto? However, we leave the ghetto and never look back, which is sort of what we're talking about, right? Because it's cool for you to be a champion of what's going on in the hood, but if you're not putting none of your money in the hood and you have money, you're just as bad as someone who's on the outside judging it.
I can answer that. Crabs in the barrel. They don't want to see you do better. So when you're doing better, you go back. There's a chance if you're really from the ghetto, somebody's gonna try to kill you. No, you're shot. Like, he came back. God. No, I'm serious because I've lived in Far Rockaway for a few years, and I'm telling you,
it's sad, right?
It's sad and it's true.
What's Stack Bundles, and then also the other dude who died like 2 years ago.
I don't know.
Chinks.
That was more than 2 years ago. It feels like
was it 2 years ago? Chinks is from Far Rock.
Yeah, but he didn't get killed.
He got killed in Jamaica, which is
still hood. But I think it's a crabs in a barrel thing. They see that you're doing great. As soon as you fucking come back, it's like, I heard he's gonna be in the hood today. Mm-hmm. All right, cool, we got this. Like, you know what I mean? So that's how.
But I say that to say just, I just feel like it's the energy.
Wrong, you gotta understand. You did people wrong. You gotta kind of, and now you in the public eye, so you're making it easier. These people probably wanted to touch you before you got famous,
right?
They couldn't. So they know where you was gonna be. Now you famous, they know where you gonna be and everything. So you gotta kind of mend those fences beforehand.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Maybe reach out to those people and let them know you on some different movement, because. That's the thing. I hate the mentality, but we as a people, like, we claim these blocks like as if we own them.
Mm-hmm. And
they said you don't own nothing on there.
And that's my bigger concern, right? My bigger concern is the fact that, we down to say, I'm from South Side, I'm from X block. You get money and you don't try to buy a lot there, a building there, do something, because
I want to buy a cemetery.
As funny as that sounds, that's a very profitable business, right? But like, this is another thing of what I'm trying to say, right? Like, there's some people, right? Like, when you think about the Diddy's and the Dre's and all these people, right? Like Dr. Dre gave $75 million to USC to open up
and try to say his daughter got
that's
her own merit.
That should have been a topic we spoke about with the entertainment.
She got in there all by herself.
But I say this.
Yo, I got my own wing.
And I haven't done enough of research on Dr. Dre for me to comment. Like,
I don't know how much he donated to Compton.
So you're right. So I'm not gonna say that. But you hear about things, right? The $75 million and stuff like that. Imagine the kind of good you could do if you took that $75 million and bought up lots of land and where you at,
or
and
HBCU. Why are you donating to a school that's already very lucrative? USC, they don't need that money.
I agree.
Hampton needs it. Howard needs it.
That's just to put your name on a building.
Listen, and this I say this because I saw this video on Facebook. This girl was talking about the athletes, right?
Yeah.
How they don't get paid, college athletes, but they're making all the money. She listed the salaries of like the top 10, 15 coaches.
Yeah.
And how much money they make.
Like 7 million, 9 million, 8 million.
Of the coaches at the HBCUs.
All in the
biggest
100,000s.
It was like 300,000, something like that.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? With these black players, mainly, majority is black players in the NCAA tournament right now and everything like that. But we're not going to the HBCUs. We're not going there. We're not supporting them. And of course, none of the players is getting paid. So that's screwed up all the way around. Yeah. But these coaches of those universities, they're not making those same salaries. Why? Because they're not seeing the success.
Yeah,
because we don't want to go there.
Not bring their sport is not bringing revenue.
Now I can speak on this because I went to a HBCU my freshman year of college. I went to Hampton University, and I did not appreciate the quality of living there. You know, it's very historical campus.
Infrastructure is lacking.
So it's like. I'm like, yo, and I was paying a good amount of money for it. And I'm like, and after that, I transferred to a state university and shout out Stony Brook. And it was like better quality of living.
Yeah.
And you had the private. And I'm like, yo, this is crazy.
That's crazy.
But that's the type of
Don't get it twisted. There's mismanagement of funds in certain black institutions where, you know, you would think, man, the high fees are going to result in infrastructure being better.
Yeah.
But you know, it's also endowments as well. HSBCUs don't have the same endowments that USC had, Harvard had. Like, the endowment from Harvard is so crazy that they can literally have whole classes of like the 2000 something class come in for free, not spending money, and they'll be okay. They can do that for years without no problem. Because all these CEOs from Harvard, they give back to the
college
school.
could be free right now. But that's a whole nother subject for a whole nother day. Because
so my thing is why can't we get the people from our neighborhoods who are coming to like reinvest in the neighborhood? Okay, I lost my train of thought, but I'm trying to come back. So Dr. Dre put $75 million into USC. Him and Jimmy Iovine, so they could have the name on the sound,
the wing,
whatever. My thing about it is just like, sometimes you can invest your money in the hood and it's not necessarily about I'm gonna flip this money kind of thing, right? Because if Diddy took $50 million to do an endowment like that, that's a lot of money. But Diddy's not gonna be like, damn, that $50 million gotta bring me in 10%, 20%.
He was talking about
even if that 50 million, even if that 50,
he was talking about what?
Creating a
charter school. I think in Harlem. Even if that $50 million just continues to run and build and doesn't really make you money like that, that's like your legacy.
Look what LeBron did. And this is why they hate on him so much.
That's my favorite player.
It's more than just what he does on the court. He's great on the court.
Yeah.
All you haters, shut up. But what he does off the court is it's amazing. Like, and I appreciate it. Yeah. He gives back. He's giving back to his hood where he came from. Yeah. It's obvious he's letting it be on front page. And come on, man.
And another thing is, like you said,
something. He's not doing it for appreciation. He's doing it from his heart.
He's not. Yeah, exactly.
But it helps with
no financial.
You said something about people are afraid to go back to the hood.
Some people are afraid to go back to the hood. Some people have the fear.
Yeah.
Some people don't have.
But it's also how you carry yourself, right?
Some people don't have knowledge.
Like Jay-Z, when Jay-Z come back to the hood, no one's gonna touch Jay-Z, right? Because Jay-Z do right by people. People love Jay-Z and stuff like that. When you come through the hood in a Lambo, like yeah, N-words don't know nothing about this and stuff like that. You help contribute to negative karma too.
Can I say this too about the help in the hood too? You can help if you want to, but some of them don't want to help themselves that live there. Let me tell you something. Like going to a friend's house or whatever, or going to the projects, the night you would clean the elevators.
Yeah.
10 minutes later, it's pissed on the elevator.
Yeah.
So it's like if you're constantly trying to build up the hood, but the people that are living there are breaking it down, your property value is going to go down too. Some people just don't give a fuck.
You're going to have that element. You can't
Yeah,
give in.
I'm not saying to give in, but if you are going to help, everybody has to be a part of the movement, not just the buyer and all that other shit. Everybody has to want to make their neighborhoods great.
But so then if you feel that the people in the hood are not, quote unquote, taking care of it like they should, so who are we expecting to help improve it? Are we expecting outsiders who really don't give a damn to help improve it?
Say that again. I'm sorry. What was the question?
So, because you're saying that, people leave and don't want to come back because people in the hood don't appreciate, what they have.
No, this is two different things. The first thing is that the crabs in the barrel thing, people really don't want to come back. And in terms of buying property in the neighborhood and bringing everything up, that's a separate thing. I feel like for me, well, I'm not going to say for me, just for instance, so like I told you before, like Nitra could clean the elevators and 10 minutes later it's piss on there. So if I'm buying property, I want to make sure that where I'm buying this property, everyone wants to keep it nice and clean.
Yeah. Like
even when I went down south, in Virginia, there was like a hood or whatever. It didn't look hood to me. There was a lake in the back. It was beautiful.
It was a little bit better.
And that's because, So that's because, they keep their, in that area, they kept their ghetto clean. But if I'm not gonna buy property somewhere in Far Rockaway, and I'm using that for example because I've been living there for years at that time, and I'm buying property, fixing it up, thinking it's gonna be great, and everybody wants to be a part of this movement, and then 10 days later we're gonna have somebody try to rob.
But I also feel like once you reach a certain status, not all of your money needs to be invested to the point where you're looking for this return and you're looking for this.
Not looking for the return, but how would you feel if you purchase something and everybody's fucking it up?
Listen, it's been done.
That's before. A lot of maintenance.
It's been done before. Black Wall Street.
Yeah,
it's been done.
All right, how old is Black Wall Street?
Yes, very old.
Very old. What about people nowadays?
Okay, but what I'm saying is maybe people are traumatized from that. What I think the problem
they need to get over
and this is our issue.
Rebuild.
This is our issue. We seem to be the only culture that has mixed in everyone else, and we have accepted everyone else. And
but we haven't been accepted.
We haven't completely been accepted. And even though we've accepted everyone else, and other cultures have accepted the mixing of races and everything too, but they still kept their entity as whole. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can go into a Chinatown, you can go into an Asian community, and it's all Asian. But at the same time, you got a lot of Asian people that are fine with the mix of the culture as well. You see what I'm saying? And in their isolated community, they get along just fine, and everything is good. When you think about a Black-only isolated community, what do we refer to it as? The hood. It's got to be the hood. Why can't we have a nice, completely Black suburb?
Because every time we have something like that, historically, they find a way to destroy it.
That's what I'm saying. We might still be somewhat mentally affected by the destruction of Black Wall Street.
Because Black Wall Street is one that's a common
example.
Story, but there's Rosewoods, there's plenty of communities throughout our history
examples
that gets
we
destroyed
can do it.
somehow.
We have done it.
We could do it.
So we're running a little behind because we stayed.
I'm not saying we can't, but I'm just saying everyone has to be a part of it.
We're running a little behind because we stay on this topic a little longer than should. So last question on this topic before we move on. Is the American dream of African Americans to be like non-black people in America? So what I'm trying to say is,
yes,
is our American dream really trying to be like, you know what, I'm just as good as the white person or this Asian person, stuff like that. They're not really building us, but necessarily saying that I could be just as good as, etc.
Wait, what was the question?
Is the American dream of African Americans is to be like non-black people in America?
Damn.
Right? Like if you saw us, spoiler alert, the theme about us is the fact that how
I haven't seen it yet.
Okay, okay. How unappreciative we are. I'm not gonna give you detail, but throughout the story, the father was complaining about his white counterpart. Like, you see what he got? Oh, I need to get such and such. Oh, I wish I had such and such, right? Like, it wasn't about what he could do or what he was doing.
For United States.
It was yeah. But it's just like, I don't feel like African Americans concentrate too much on their legacy. It's more so to say, look, I made it.
Listen, I'm answering the question for you, bro. It's yes. It's yes. It's not about uplifting our people, but we want to be seen as equals always. And to be seen as equals, it's like we got to be part of that. Instead of, okay, you got your thing. You've been doing that. I got mine. And I'm establishing that. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Which would make a lot of sense. You got money. I'm getting money over here too. I'm getting money with my people. Yeah. You see what I mean? Instead is, oh, I see you getting that money. I want to get money with you. You know what I mean? Or like you, whatever. Yeah. I want to be a part. I got family. I'm not going to call nobody else specifically, but it's like you want to be a part of that so much. You see what I'm saying? About, yeah. You know, you want to be a part of that so much that you're just a different person. You see what I'm saying? Instead of just being proud of who you are and saying, okay, I'm going to do what I got to do here and, you know, not lose yourself because you're trying to be a part of something different.
I agree.
So the answer is yes. Yeah. That's what it is.
You agree?
He said it all. I agree with that.
All right, so we're going to move on. The next topic we're talking about is love is free, but dating's not, right? And it's free to fall in love, but that journey to love is gonna cost you.
The best thing in life.
So we was talking about in the group chat. We was talking about in the group chat about Half Baked when Dave Chappelle in that movie went on a date with $8, right?
Was it $8? I don't
$8. Yeah, it was $8, and he's complaining about things. So it made me think about this topic.
From the homeless guy.
Shout out to Clifford, like we should talk about this. And so the first sub question is, how much should dates cost? The first date versus after you've gotten to know each other. Ladies first.
How much should dates cost? Mm-hmm. I don't think
the first date versus, you know, subsequent dates.
That's hard because I don't think it should cost, like, I don't think it should be a price range. I think it all depends on the person, the woman that you're dating, or, you know, wherever you're paying for. It depends on that person. Everyone has their likes and okay.
Oh, shit, I'm messing with the camera. Sorry.
Everyone has their likes and dislikes, so I can't really say that it should cost $50. Or I went out on a date with this guy and we went out to eat just for dessert. It was $20. Like, it's not like, you know, I don't think it should be a price range on it.
The reason why is different. She's not your average female. She's different.
Yeah, that's true.
But some I purposely allow myself to be in so many different groups. Yeah. So I get to pick people's brain and hear, right? So when I come on the show and talk about something, I'm not just pulling it out of my own.
No, yeah, thoughts. I know.
I'm hearing.
I have female
you know,
friends
case studies,
like,
right?
He better not take me there.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
I've heard girls say like, yo, I can't believe it. He took me to Applebee's on our first date, or he took me to Red Lobster. He's not getting a second date. And I'm just like, damn. Yeah. You didn't say he was corny. You didn't say that, you know, his conversation was whack. You say he took you to Red Lobster or Applebee's, and that's the
Why would I take you to Mr. Chow when I don't know, one, if you putting out that night? I don't know if you even work. Hold on. Let me get. Sorry, I shouldn't have said that first. But let me get in front of this. I don't know if you work. I haven't had a conversation long enough with you to see if you're worth that. You see what I'm saying? The service is slow there. I got to sit through talking to you. I don't know if you're worth that.
With my black ass, I'm like, where we going? You know what I mean? Let me find out where we're going first, and then I'll meet you there. Yeah. You know, and so I think with these women, oh, he took me to Applebee's. Bitch, why you go? Like, you know, meet him there.
Because she was hungry?
My thing is,
I ain't like you take me to Applebee's, but I ate.
To me, the first date is about establishing communication, establishing interest, get to know each other. So everything else should be background. Like, what we ate should be cool, but it shouldn't be like, damn, I was expecting to eat Shayla such and such, and we didn't go there.
But then again, that goes on to when you know the woman that you're talking to. Me, I love to read. Take my black ass to a bookstore with a cafe next door. I'm great.
Yeah.
So, you know, it depends on the lady you're choosing.
Yo, if the weather's nice, we could do a dope ass food truck, get some food, walk and
Have
talk
a
after we
picnic.
ate
That even though that was a cheap date and half baked, everybody who's seen it knows, it actually was a good idea.
Mm-hmm.
He had her walking, right? And they was talking, getting to know each other.
Mm-hmm.
He bought her ass a hot dog from the vendor.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't eat that though.
And then he wanted to walk
wash their
some more, but
hands.
she was like, my feet hurt. Can we take a cab? And they went and got ice cream.
Yeah.
But it was all about like, they did a lot of talking, a lot of get to know each other.
Yeah.
So I think that's the most important thing
Okay.
on the first date.
So to get back to the question, if you was gonna give a number, what should the first date cost, and then what's your subsequent dates?
I can give a
cost?
range.
Okay.
Give a range.
Give a range.
I say between 50 and 150.
For the first date?
150. Wow.
Between.
That's huge.
No,
This is
I
New
That's
York.
a
agree.
huge range.
This is New York.
I agree. But you gotta also keep it a buck too. Not every first date is a 150 first date. You kind of gotta gauge your interest on the person. You know what I'm saying?
Because y'all not the only ones that go to the bathroom.
What's your
I
range?
agree with him. To me, $50 to $100 for a first date is fair. 150 to me is a little on the pricier side, but
That is.
sometimes you start drinking and then you see the
You
price and
dating
you're like,
high
yo,
class.
That's the thing. It goes both ways. If I like you, we might be drinking a little too much.
Mhm.
If I don't like you, I might be drinking a little too much to
And
try
then-
to like you.
and let me
So
also
it's the
keep it
drinks.
let me also keep it non-PC. If I was single,
Hey.
no, but let me keep it
Don't quit your day
non-PC.
job.
Let me keep it non-PC. If I was out there dating, and then you know how when you're dating, like everybody's not a home run. Some people are single. Some people are just kind of you
A
want
double.
to see what they mouth do.
Single
I'm
with
not
a
spending
scale.
$150 on someone who I'm just trying to see what they mouth do.
Okay.
Mom, you're
Wow.
such a freak.
That's
I'm-
not a date.
I'm married out of the game for a long
Chauvinist.
time, but I'm just
I'm
saying.
not spending a
Nah, nah.
$150.
That's prostitution.
See what that
I didn't
mouth
say
do.
No, I'm just playing. I'm just joking.
I'm saying that not everybody's
You
worth
ain't
a
want a
$150 first
pussy.
date. All right, so the next question is, when should you let your woman start paying? Ladies, when are you okay to pay to go Dutch?
Okay.
Mm.
I don't have a problem with paying or going half or whatever. It for me.
How soon? Like me and my wife started dating in April.
Okay.
She may not remember this or not. I didn't let her start paying for anything till September.
You know what I've noticed though, when a woman pays, a guy feels so uncomfortable. Well, the dates that I have been on, they're like, "Oh, what you doing?" Put that
It
back.
depends how soon it is, right? Like I said, we started dating in April. I didn't let her start paying till September.
Okay,
But
that's a good time frame.
I don't think it necessarily has to be that way. Like now that I'm older and stuff, if I was dating again,
Mm-hmm.
I would have a 3-date rule. I'll pay for the first 3 dates, and
So what
after
you
that
gonna do
you
on
can
the fourth
start.
date when you and I hop or whatever? And
We
she
got to
comes
start
with the
having that
bill? Are you
conversation.
gonna go like this? Like
No,
push the
I'll have
ice
the
cream a little
conversation
bit?
before then. I have the
Listen,
conversation
listen.
before then.
If we fucking,
Oh,
okay,
God.
I'm not doing Dutch, okay? We fucking, I'm gonna pay probably majority of the time. If you say, nah, babe, I got it. I'm gonna get you this time. Okay, then you have it.
Okay.
Simple as that. I don't do it. You do Dutch with, listen, that's letting you know we're just friends.
That's true. Dutch is friends.
Dutch.
You
So
know
when you're
what,
dating,
too?
you pay for all the dates.
Majority, I do.
Okay.
I'm old
Even
school,
after y'all
man.
comfortable and y'all already rocking.
Yeah, no, but you said if she's my girl,
Mhm.
oh yeah, you can have it every now and then because we in that situation. You know what I'm
But
saying?
she's not your girl because sometimes you could rock with someone for a long time and then never. Your
Like I
girl.
said, then she gonna say, all right, you know what? I appreciate it, but I'm gonna get you this time. She want to do that.
I have a
see
question
she
for
wanna
both of
do
you
that.
guys.
Okay.
What if the woman invites you out? Like, hey, let's go out here. I want to go here. Come with me. Let's go here. Who's paying? Who the fuck is paying?
This is my thing when that
Who's
happens.
paying?
I want to see your energy.
Who's paying?
I want to see that you went to pay. I'm gonna stop you,
Uh-huh.
but I'm gonna wait to see you pay. If I see the bill coming, you start doing those, you scratching your hair and you looking around and stuff like that, and you invited me out, I'm like, okay, that's a mental tick, not a strike, but a mental tick. What about you?
Nah, if she invite me out, then I'm figuring you taking care of it. You know?
Okay, so you guys expect the lady to pay. And another question: if she's on her cell phone too much, who's paying? Y'all out to dinner? You invited her out. She's on her cell the whole time.
If she's on the cell the whole time, if she's on the cell the whole time too much, I'm gonna I'm gonna pay for that date, and I'm probably not gonna see that person again.
Oh damn!
So I'm just closing out. I'm like, you know what? I learned about you. I'll take.
Oh, you're gonna say that day when you pay for the bill?
I'm going to the bathroom.
And bouncing.
Oh God!
You having fun with whoever you on the cell phone with. She better hope she drove there too.
What about you? If you invited dude out, you expecting?
I'll pay for it. Absolutely. If I let him out, yeah.
So if he invites you out and then asks for Dutch,
then I'll go Dutch and I'll never talk to him again.
You see? You see?
Can you still smash?
Oh, you see that how it is?
Dutch
It's fair.
niggas
It's
don't
fair.
get that.
All right. So the last question on this topic is: has being comfortable with being open about wanting sex ruined the importance of dating? Right? Because back in the day, dates were important because you had to sort of interview to get some. You know what I'm saying? But nowadays, people are so open about their sexuality. Open, like women will be like, "Yo, I'm trying to smash. I'm trying to see what that mouth do." Like women are more open because they're judged less, right? Back in the days, the 40s, 50s, all those days, you had, even when you wasn't a virgin, you acted like you was a virgin and stuff like that. Nowadays, women it's a little more aggressive. It's a little more open. So I said that. Do you think that's ruined the importance of needing to go on dates and elaborate dates because people already kind of communicate like, look, bro, I'm trying to see how you swinging that thing, and if not, then we could keep it moving. Because I've heard that energy from women now.
That sounds more like a hookup than anything else. That doesn't sound like you.
But I'm saying, has hookup culture killed the need for dating, or ruined dating? So since you're calling it hookup culture,
I mean, what you just said, hell yeah, that's a hookup culture. Has it changed? No, I don't think so.
From my early 20s, when I was dating, to what I hear going on now, I don't feel like people are going on dates like that. Well,
as a single person, I beg to differ that. Like, no,
really?
Yeah, it's dating.
So you still getting the sweet dates, the really thought out dates for like first dates? Like you feel like you're getting that? I'm not saying you out here dating mad people, but I'm
not even dating.
No, but I'm saying, do you feel like you're getting that energy from people? Like you hearing your girls say that?
All of my girls is engaged in all together. I'm like the only single.
It's tough. I need someone who's single, who has a lot of homegirls who could, because what I'm hearing from these groups, like dudes are just mad cheap. Dudes are either trying to Dutch out,
I don't go through that.
or dudes are trying to get you come to their crib after messaging you a couple of times. Some people I know, they've been rocking with a dude for a year and a half, and they've went to a restaurant.
I'm gonna put myself out there.
I would say guys
I'm gonna put myself out there.
Talk about the.
I don't want to say I'm cheap, all right? I'm thrifty, and any woman who would want to be with me understand it's thrifty. So my ex, who I dated, we went out to a nice restaurant out in Brooklyn, but I Groupon that shit. So
it's not wrong with Groupon.
You know what I'm saying? I took her on a nice date.
I've Groupon with my wife. Groupon. Right? Groupon became a thing after I was already committed. So, but I feel like if I was dating again, I would Groupon. I would Groupon. I would let her know I'm
Groupon date.
No, I've been in groups where people was just like, he pulled out a Groupon to a nice ass place. He still spent $100, but he should have spent $300-$400. But he caught a Groupon, and the woman was still embarrassed by that.
Wow.
Yeah, I tried to do it on the low. I didn't let her know. Did she say she saw it or not?
Nah, B. I let the waiter know, like, this is the Groupon thing. Damn.
Like, because this is what I'm saying. First of all, I want a woman who gonna respect that and say, okay, I see he's a sensible man as far as his money goes. We can work with that.
But see, the woman also has to understand, his circumstances. Shit.
Yeah.
Maybe he has kids and he can't be spending a whole bunch of shit. You know what I mean?
Even if you don't have kids, it's frivolous nonsense. Like, why am I gonna spend top dollar when I can give the same experience for less? Like, who am I impressing? I'm impressing you. We still gonna have the same good time.
Words, it's like getting on an airplane, first class or economy. Yeah. You still going to Italy, right?
Yeah, but I think the pressure to impress, has changed things so often that we're no longer looking for for the experience. We're trying to see, like, you know, is he willing to shell out to prove to me that I'm worth something? You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're gonna move on to the last topic. We have limited time, so I'm gonna kind of like speed through it, right? And the last topic is chemistry versus complimenting you, right? Because sometimes you could be with someone and your chemistry is amazing, but so many other things aren't working right. And sometimes you're with someone who compliments you where you're weak, they're strong, but the chemistry just sucks. So we're trying to see what's more important and what's more longer lasting. First question, what's more important, chemistry or complimenting each other?
Chemistry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Chemistry is more important. When you
So
have
if
that
you
chemistry,
have fire chemistry, but like you gotta carry that dude because he's like worthless, it's okay
God
because the
damn,
chemistry.
he's worthless?
It's an
How?
extreme.
I wouldn't be talking to him
How
if he's
is
worthless.
how is he worthless?
Like you have to make sure he's fed. Like you gotta make sure his
I feed
clothes
my
are
man
clean.
when I'm in.
You gotta make sure he got money for gas for his car. You gotta help pay the car insurance. Like you
motherfucker's
carrying
retarded,
this
like-
dude.
Okay.
But your chemistry is fire.
I wouldn't carry anybody because I have 2 men that I'm raising. So that he wouldn't even be in my.
What about you?
Chemistry is the most important.
Absolutely.
Chemistry can go so far, whereas, and I don't know, even the extremes that she was saying, you don't want to have to carry anybody.
Yeah.
I think that might take away some from the
that
chemistry.
would-
But see,
So the
that's
chemistry is
what's
gonna be-
tough nowadays in relationships.
But if
because
I
after
gotta
a while,
force
chemistry
it,
fades.
All right, check
but
this out.
You work with
We
each
not-
other.
I don't
I'm
think
with
we're gonna
a
get to that
guy
level.
and the chemistry was there and we got together. He lost his job and I had to carry him for a bit. Yes. But if it's like I'm dating you and I'm like, nah, you're not even carrying yourself, I'm not going to get that far in it. But chemistry is very important.
So chemistry over complimenting you.
Yes, absolutely.
So next question. What is easier to work on, chemistry or complimenting the person you're interested in?
I don't think you could work on chemistry.
Yeah, I think it's a natural thing. Chemistry is natural.
Yeah, but I feel like you can also repair chemistry, right? Because at first you guys just had similar interests, and so it was exciting. And like, oh, you like that too? You know what I'm saying? Like
you
me,
can
I'm corny.
it,
I'm corny.
but you can't create
If I was
it.
single and I met a girl who was into Pokemon Go too,
Oh my god,
which is mad nerdy, I'd be excited, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like, wow, you have an interest like me. But after a while, interests fade. People stop presenting their representative and kind of like fall into
That's
like
the
who
thing.
they are.
You can repair it because that means it was once there, but you can't create it.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
Okay, so the last question is, when one of these goes, which one makes you head for the door first? When the chemistry fades, or they start complimenting you? And when I say complimenting you, I mean like, you know what, like when you're strong, they're weak, and vice versa.
is this on me? I got quiet.
Yeah, hurry up.
What's the question again? What's the actual
So
question?
when one of these goes, which one makes you head to the door first? When the chemistry goes, or the fact that they don't compliment you no more? As far as like, you guys don't work together as far as the way you approach situations.
when the chemistry goes, once again, because chemistry is important. When that's gone, and this is just regular, we're not even talking about physical chemistry. We're talking about, I would say, when the chemistry goes.
I'll go on the other side.
When they stop.
Yeah, because it's like the chemistry is there. It's not. It comes, it goes. It's strong, it's weak, but it's constant. The other side is like that's the side where you got to put in the work. Yeah. That's the side.
I agree with you. I agree with you. I agree with you.
That's where the work.
Because when you're with someone long enough, chemistry, you start to not understand what chemistry is anymore.
But have you ever seen those couples that have been married for like 20 fucking years and they're still happy? That chemistry is still there. They're still smiling,
That's what I'm saying. It's
enjoying
constant.
themselves.
I feel like
The
people
work
who are in
part
those
is
situations,
I have met people.
I don't think. I think they were blessed enough to elude the roadblocks.
So you don't think that's chemistry?
No, I just think like you can have that kind of chemistry and shit never really happened. Because when shit really happens in your relationship and you got to start looking at that person differently, it's hard to keep the chemistry there.
Wow. Okay.
You know, so that's going to be the end of this episode. It was a good episode. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Shout out to Wifey. Next Sunday is going to be our 10-year wedding anniversary. So shout out to
Happy
her.
anniversary.
You know what I mean? So
Bro,
we're going on vacation for our 10-year wedding anniversary.
you are an inspiration.
You know, it's a fight. You know what I'm saying?
Love still
shout out to
exists.
her. Mad love to you. I love you. I know it hasn't been the easiest 10 years, but we made it.
Some sweet shit.
And hopefully we can
Nigga,
work
we
it
made
to
it.
make it more than 10, you know? So shout out to that. So What about you, Amanda? What you want to
shout out to my best friend Jason? His birthday is tomorrow. We went out last night, had a good time, and I hope he has a great birthday. I love you.
Nice.
Said Jason, call him. You like extra.
I know Jason since I was 13.
Shout out to my sister Nunu Nels. Be back in good graces. She got that vibe show popping.
Yeah, shout out
off.
to her. I'm proud of her. I always tell her like, yo, you made your own lane.
She
you know
said
what I mean?
She got a shout out, a DM actually from Busy Bone from Bone Thugs.
Oh wow!
She hit her up. You're gonna do some stuff with her, so she's doing her thing. I want her to keep, succeeding and everything like that.
Nice.
You know?
Like I said, shout out to Wifey for us making it to 10 years. I hope many more. Shout out to everybody who support us. We'll continue to try to do our thing and, show love to one. Shout out to everybody who's trying to chase their dream. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're paid at work to forget about our dream. So I shout out to everyone who's burning the candle from both ends out there, chasing their dream. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to be off for a couple of weeks. You can stay tuned. I'm going to be out. People are running around doing some stuff. So stay tuned to that. We'll let you guys know when we're back. And like I always say, go out there and chase your legacy because liabilities are temporary and a legacy forever. We out. Peace.
Views.
Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kind of sweet and you want to be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo. Views from the friend zone. I'm trying to reach the end zone. You think I'm kind of sweet and you want to be friends though? It's cool though. Just don't try to play me for no fool, yo.